and welcome to the Morning DNA. I am Aaron Ticer, the man of a single black shirt. She is Danae Hughes, the woman of a million distractions, and we're here to find out what the morning of September 13th, 2021 is made of. And you are here joining us. Thank you.
I really like how before the show starts, your arms just like slowly rising up.
Yeah, nobody sees that. Yeah. But it's just like this build.
And then it goes.
That's right. That's right.
Danae with the blue cup. Where is our coffee? Okay, so listen, I didn't have a ton of time this morning. I was thinking about how much I need coffee, but I have a migraine in this very exact moment. So I'm gonna drink some water and try to take care of my body. Because I'm gonna need to just like be careful with myself. Yes, but the good news.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. But the good news is like I already have a schedule like on the books today. I'm supposed to meet with a massage therapist specialist. She does like this really specialized work. It's not where you go and you get on the table and you get naked and you rub with oil. It's not one of those. It's a very medical kind of approach. So it's a very intense. And I already had that on the book. So that's later on today. So hopefully that will help. And maybe being inside of one of my pain patterns will be good help for her to figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. And the last time I visited her, I haven't had an incident since. So it's been like 3.5 weeks without any trouble.
Yeah.
And then the other good news is that tomorrow I have a chiropractic appointment. So I've got 2 back-to-back just piled in there ready to go. So
already on the books.
Already on the books.
Nick wants to talk about my goatee. Says the goatee is coming in nice, Aaron. Well, that's nice, except it's a beard. Supposed to be. But it is hard to tell, both because I don't grow great hair right here, and also because it's so light. It's like white right here. And so it really does just look like a goatee, like at first glance. So I totally get that.
Also, most of your hand is covering your face. You're like this.
Why do you think it's a goatee? I don't understand.
You got like the Home Alone look going on with your hands on your face, and they're like, "Why can't you see my facial hair?"
I go back and forth on it. Like every day I'm like, maybe I'll just shave it off today. And it's just one of those things where it's like, no, just you're curious, right? It's a curiosity thing. Like I want to know, I've already switched to the like 5 millimeter trimmer, like from the 3 millimeter. So I'm ready to like trim it up to the next level. So yeah, I think I'm going to do it for a while, maybe through the end of the year. I'm not sure. We'll see. Listen, my wife yesterday, we were at dinner and she looks at me and she says, "How much weight have you lost?" And I was like, nothing. And she was like, I said, well, sometimes the beard will like hide a little bit of the double chin, like create a little more like chin, like a little more jawline and that kind of thing. And she was like, she doesn't like me having a beard because prickly kisses. And so she was like, well, then never mind. It's not true, though. I have lost about 10 pounds, but not enough that you would see it necessarily on me. So, yeah.
My God. So interesting. I'm just thinking like if I lost 10 pounds, I'd be like.
Right. It'd be world changing for you, right? It is nothing for me. It takes about 40 pounds for it to look like I'm actually losing weight. You'll start to see it in my face and my shoulders, and then it kind of just works its way down. Thank you very much, genetics. So yeah. So it's interesting. I love change. I love like just mixing it up a little bit, and so we'll see how it goes. But I am self-conscious about it for sure.
Well, you're changing your face.
That part of you that everybody looks at when they talk to you. Yeah.
JCD says, this reminds me of how my dad couldn't shave for a week and grew a perfect goatee. Thanks, JCD, for that example. And Eights wants to know when you're going to start using beard oil, Aaron.
Never.
Oh, come on.
No, it's not something I'm interested in. Like beard
oil is so cool. It's oil for a beard, and you can't use it unless you have one.
Why would I put oil near my face? Like I don't understand. I don't understand that. But again, I'm a purist in many ways. Like I wash my hair every 3 showers and never use soap. I like my skin to do its own thing. So my hair is pretty much the same.
And you can see it's working for him. He has no pimples. He's got the perfect complexions. Just lets himself. Let's just let his body
Let your skin do what your skin was made to do. That's what I say.
I don't know if I want to know how this is going to end, but JCD says, how do you oil a beard?
Oh, you think he's setting up a joke? You think JCD is setting up a joke? Oh,
I hope. If not, this is awkward. But when is it not
I think he's
awkward?
just asking. I think he's just asking a legitimate question. How do you oil a beard?
But it's not a question. He doesn't. It is not end with a question mark. It's a ...
Yeah. I think the answer would be
one hair
a little bit
at a time.
a little bit over hair, a little bit over hair,
Mm-hmm.
maybe something like that. Yeah.
And then you could do it. Bravo.
No, I think the answer is if you don't succeed the first time, keep your chin up. I think that's the. I should be a joke writer. That should be like a profession.
That should be what you do for a living.
That should be what I do for a living. I should write jokes.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, Danae, your migraine is on my mind. So let's kind of get into the show and get to some talking about what's going on right at this moment. We're going to do the DNA and U. We're going to do a D topic, which is Danae, and an A topic, which is me, and U is U topic. Whatever you guys want to talk about this morning, we will do that with you guys. So let's get into it. What is the D topic for today?
Oh no, it didn't save. Hold on, let me write it again.
Oh, did you do that thing? Did you do that thing where you like typed it out and then clicked away and so it didn't save it? Yeah,
this happens to me all the time. Just stall, Aaron. Stall.
Guys, let's talk about my beard some more. Let's not do that. Oh man. I could look at the comments. Let's see.
Too late, I win. Okay. Whew.
Okay, good. Whew. Man, too much silence.
I want to know about a time you guys have rejected new technology because you wanted the old technology. And here's the story. Actually, Aaron's going to help me tell this one.
Okay.
I recently used a smart washing machine for the first time.
Yeah, I was there for this.
Yeah, you were, and you were really entertained by it. I think we may have talked about this real briefly on the show before, but I've been thinking about times that you like keep your old tech even though there's new, better tech available. So specifically, these smart washing and drying machines are magical in a lot of ways. You put laundry into them and it, quote unquote, senses the load by just shimmying it around and deciding how much water to use.
Mm-hmm.
And you put the soap into a little cubby hole rather than just dump it in with water. So there's all these things that are very different from my 1960s style washing machine.
Right. And that's the truth, right? Because sometimes you grow up with a generation of tech before you, especially when it comes to like washers and dryers and that kind of stuff. Yeah. But Danae was she was confused. She was like the idea that there was no confused arm up the middle to spin things.
Where is the middle army thing?
It kind of blew her mind.
It's empty in the middle.
So
I'm about to dump the laundry detergent directly into the bin, and Aaron's like, no.
Now, that wouldn't have been the end of the world. Like, I think it still would have done what it needed to do. But yes, most modern washers have a place where you put the detergent and then it releases it at the right time in the cycle.
But it's like it's like a secret hidey hole. It's like when you get a car and you're trying to find those secret things for your cup holders where they just slide out because you need another cup holder and they've made them cleverly designed like these little pop-up things. Mm-hmm. You open up the lid and it's a silver empty container that has nothing. The only thing that's familiar about it is it says washer on the top of the machine. Otherwise, this is a totally different thing entirely. Mm-hmm. And Aaron was thoroughly entertained by me trying to figure it out. All the buttons. My God. There's like 60 buttons on it. And it makes...
But I think...
Welcome to your laundry. And then you push a button and it's like, bring, 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 bring. You've just selected hot load. Like, why are you so nice to me? Washing machine? My washing machine's like, Hey, move your fingers. I'm going to chop them off when the lid falls.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say there is no button labeled hot load. I'm just gonna say that is not actually a thing you can choose, no matter how modern your washer. But I say my favorite part of this whole thing is when at the beginning of the cycle, the washing machine does a balancing test, right? It tests the clothes and the load in there to see like how well it's doing, how well it's balanced. And so the machine, before adding any water or detergent or anything, starts shuffling around and doing this. Shoo, 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 shoo.
Like,
and Danae's like, is it going to explode? Like, what is happening right now? Like, what is it short circuiting?
To my utter shock, Aaron's like, no, it's shifting the weight of the laundry around so that it's evenly distributed and sensing how much water it will be using.
Yes, that
and
as
I'm
well.
Like, is there a tiny person inside of this? It just kind of pops out with little binoculars at the top and and then maybe they rappel down and start just shifting laundry around. This is amazing.
It's a chain of commands. Hey guys, we got a medium load and looks like it's a little off to the right. We need the guys on the left to move some of that to the right, and I think we're good for water. Go for water. Go for water.
I legitimately was blown away and still am. I kind of wanted a smart one just because, I mean, it was so nice. And then like the drying experience too, I accidentally ripped part of it off because I didn't know how to open it.
She tried to open the wrong part of the dryer.
I came around the corner with this big piece of equipment that I had ripped off of the dryer. And I was like, Aaron, I just sort of handed it over to him. Like I was passing off a baton.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I don't think I'm going to use this tech. I don't need it. It was a confusing experience. So I thought it was just an interesting moment where sometimes you come across technology, then you think, you know what? I just don't need this. I'll just stick with what I have. And maybe it's a car, maybe it's a phone. I'm not sure. But anyways, if you guys have anything in your life that you're like, I'm not changing this thing that's working perfectly fine for the technological update.
Weta says, my in-laws literally thought the washing machine was broken because it did that. I'm assuming the balancing thing at the beginning. So you're not alone, Danae. You are not alone.
It was so confusing. Why?
Slap says, my mom is trying to get me to reprogram my washer and dryer to stop it from singing for 45 seconds when it's done. The singing's the best part.
Hey.
Would you rather it went back to the...
Your laundry is done.
I like the singing. We've got new, our washer died and our dryer was not drying stuff well. So we got a new washer dryer combo about 3 years ago, which is why I know how to do a lot of the stuff. But it's the LG, and like the LG song is now playing in our home all the time because our new dishwasher is also an LG. So anytime any machine is done doing something, it's the LG machine's done song, which is...
That was nice.
Laundry's done.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I program my dryer to have Danae sing the washer? Yes. You probably can.
Your laundry is done now. Yes, your laundry is done now. Your laundry is done now. Get over here. It is done.
That was good.
That's how the song goes.
How about I did one that was just like,
yes, that's the song we have too.
Look at me. Look at me.
Like from Three Amigos.
Look at me.
Look up here. Look at the laundry.
8 says, my MacBook Pro from 2012, I don't want to upgrade it. That's a good one. Laptops that still work.
I mean...
My smartphone still works. It hasn't petered out on me just yet, and I haven't upgraded it. And I've had this phone longer than I've had most all of the other phones that I've had. It's still working. So for the first time, I'm not looking to upgrade it to that new tech.
Yeah, I think the cell phone's a good one. I refuse to be, I want to be, but I refuse to be the upgrade your cell phone every year person. Like every time a new model comes out, like you have to get the new model. I refuse to be that person, but the most I can hold myself off is every 2 years. So I'm that guy. I'm like every 2 years I have to upgrade. But by that point, I feel a little more Like I can rationalize it a little bit more. The tech is advanced enough that I feel like it's worth paying a few dollars. But I'm also like buy the phone guy. Don't like pay for it over time because I just hate debt in all its forms. So it's nice once you buy a phone and then you just have it for a couple of years. Works nice. So, and my phone's still doing good. It's actually 2 years this month I've had this phone. But I think I probably will upgrade it and pass this one along, or maybe turn it back in for some cash, because they do that sometimes too.
Jessica says I'm like that with my cell phones. I refuse to buy a new one.
I think it's smart. I think it's really smart.
I like Lolly's comment about the song for the washing machine, which was that song's too gentle. Where's the urgency? The old buzz noise makes you jump up and grab your clothes. That's exactly right. Jose says the rendition of the LG song makes me think of Steamboat Willie.
That's the Steamboat Willie.
That was good.
Thanks. Appreciate it. I was trying to think of my answer to this question, Danae. Time I've rejected new technology, and I can't get past that first part of the question.
Oh.
Just like, has there ever been a time where I've rejected new technology? The only thing I can think about is when things change for the worse. But it's very rare that tech companies will spend millions in R&D and then have something that's worse than the thing before it. It's changed, and so but I don't have that thing in my brain that a lot of people do where change is bad. I love change. Like change is fun for me. I love whatever the new thing is. So it's hard for me to think. I can think of like website designs that are fails. Is it Box Office Mojo's new website design is terrible? But that's not what you're talking. You're talking about technology. You're not necessarily talking about like.
It doesn't. It's fine. It can be whatever. Listen, I am almost delirious from a migraine, and I had to retype my question really, really fast. You can answer it however you want.
Good. Weta brings up Google Glass. I still have an original series Google Glass that I got back in the day. And it was obviously a piece of tech that was way ahead of its time and terrible to use in real life. But I genuinely believe eyewear will be the wearable tech of the future. I think it makes more sense than a watch. I think it makes more sense, than something else. I think it's way too easy to and the thing with Google Glass was you were always that person. Like if you ever wore it, it was like, oh, you're one of those people. It's like, if you remember like early version Bluetooth guy who had the giant Bluetooth like hanging out of their ear at all times. But now people have earbuds at all times because they're a little more inconspicuous, right? Like, and people just wear one of their earbuds or both of them or whatever. I genuinely think before we get to being cyborgs, where we actually just implant microphones and recorders and cameras and that kind of stuff, I think glasses will be wearable tech. But Google Glass was not going to be the one. But I did enjoy it for when I had it. You know that, Danae. You were around when I had Google Glass.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we really enjoyed it.
You ready to go to your topic?
Yeah, let's move on to the A topic. When is a time? What was a close but not cigar? Yes. Good job, Aaron. Good job.
You have that?
When was a close but no cigar moment in your life? This is one of those that comes from a story from this weekend. It involves a little bit of backstory, so I'll go ahead and give it to you. I love poker. Finally had a chance to legally play in a qualifying tournament for the World Series of Poker main event. Now, if you know anything about the main event, it is the biggest tournament in poker. Entry is $10,000. It happens in Vegas. This year, it's happening in November. It usually happens in the summer. And it's just, the winner usually gets in the multi-millions, $5, $6, $7 million for the winner kind of thing. And I've always wanted to play in like a satellite where you try to win your way in. Well, had a legal opportunity to do that because online poker is technically illegal in Missouri. And there were 726 entrants into this tournament. The top 5 got their way paid to Vegas entry into the tournament, $10,000 entry into the tournament, and some other, fun spending money, perks, that kind of stuff. So it was like a sweepstakes. And I played this yesterday, and I'm still kind of down about this. I came in 32nd, and it was one of those things where I was so close to like this huge celebration kind of fun thing, and it just, it didn't fall my way. But it's hard to, in some ways, like find your recovery space from that. Like there's a mental thing you have to do. So it just got me thinking, like, when's a time in life where you were really close to something really special and it just didn't quite happen? And, how did you process that? How did you come through that? Like, what did you think about that? And it can be humorous, it can be fun, but it also can be serious. So I just, it got me thinking about those moments where you almost had that big celebration, but it did not happen. JCD says, legally, have you been doing this illegally? No, I've been waiting to do it legally. And so it was nice to finally have a chance to do that. So, yeah. And one of the harder parts about it is that if cards had come a different way on my final hand, I would have been sitting really pretty with about 30 people left. And it was a big pot that I lost on. And so you kind of have to understand poker probably to understand what I'm saying, but it was rough. There was a real shot at this. I had a real shot at this. I came in like 43rd a couple weeks ago because they're doing this every Sunday for about 4 Sundays. And that was close too, but I never felt like I had a real shot at that one. I was always kind of on fumes. But I played well. But this one I played well, was doing really well, and just, man, got hit with the wrong card at the wrong time. So yeah. Yep. Jessica says, I recently interviewed for an amazing job and almost got the job. I was in the final 2 people, so I got edged out by 1 person. The hard part was not knowing why I didn't get it. Yeah, definitely. That makes it even more difficult in situations like that.
That's really funny. That actually reminds me of a story. I don't know that this is going to be mine. I'm still trying to think of mine, but when I want to say I was 18. Okay. There was this place in Springfield that was doing like a dating service where you'd come in for a dating interview and then a specialist would like put you together with somebody else to date, and you could go in and you could review like the different people that were available to you, and they were hiring for a receptionist. I don't know how I found out about this, but I went in for an interview and I got a call a couple of days later that was like, we were looking at you and another person and we decided to go with the other person. Thank you for your time. Okay. For whatever reason, that super bummed me out because I thought I had put in my mind this was going to be a really fun job, just sitting and taking notes and being a receptionist at this like dating service. Looking back, I'm sure it was because I was 18 years old and had no business working for a dating service. Like, can you imagine people coming in trying to find the love of their life, and there's just like this fresh out of high school chick that's just like, hey, what's up? Like, nobody wants that. They're trying to like figure out their life.
Oh, you guys are totally great together.
You're legit. Yeah. Look at this company that's fully capable of finding the love of my life. And then there's just 18-year-old me, which was a wild me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure I was on the short list, but anyhow.
Yeah, no.
It's a strange thing. Not knowing why you don't get it though. That is the hard part. Sometimes you just don't want to know though, Sometimes it's better not to know.
I don't, not for my brain. My brain always wants to know. Even if it's hard to hear. Nick says, last weekend we went to our first ever family Disney trivia night and we came in 3rd place, missed 2nd place by 2 questions, 1st place by 3. So close, but it was also our first time. What Nick hasn't said is that there were 3 contestants. And that's unfortunate. No, how many people, Nick, were at the Disney trivia night? I'd be curious. Because 3rd place they call that being on the podium. Top 3, you're on the podium. So there you go. Let's see. JCD says, I have 2 from back-to-back years. We have a thing called 4-H Roundup where you compete with presentations. Winners get a scholarship. One year I won by half a point. The next year I lost by a third of a point. So, wow. Yeah, 4-H roundup. The question is, this is important from a storytelling perspective, JCD. The question is, which year came first? Because if you won by half a point first, then losing by a third of the point the next year isn't going to feel quite as bad. And if you lost by a third of a point, then winning by half a point the next year is going to feel amazing. Like, I did it. So I'm just curious which came first. Looks like Nick says there were 15 teams, about 50 people. So third out of 15. Not bad. R1MA78 says, I've only gotten a call back on a no once in 27-ish years of working. It is an interesting choice, right? Do you call both the yes and the no's? Different businesses do different things, probably depending on the field. Also, sometimes if you get a call back on a no, it's because they want to maintain relationship with you because they thought you were a good enough candidate that that you might work in other areas as well. So sometimes a callback on a no can be a sign of, a good thing that you did well in the interview process, depending on the job, is my understanding. JCD says, I won the first year, then lost the second year, but the guy I beat by half a point ragged me the whole year between the two. Didn't compete against him the second year, different category. Well, there you go. There you go. So that's nice. At least you had a win under your belt. See, if I had lost a ticket to the World Series, but I had won one the week before, that would have been a little
easier to manage.
a little easier to manage my emotions.
Imagine that
at that point. We are going to move into the you questions. We want to hear from you this morning. Anything that you want to know from us. It could be a topic you want us to talk about. It could be a question that you have for us. This is where we get to hang out together and chat. So anything that you want to ask, you can. You can ask anything. Doesn't mean we will answer everything, but we will do our best to get to as many as we can. All right. Let's see.
You want me to show you something? I'm gonna try to show.
Sure.
I'm gonna try to show something to you.
Okay.
I don't know if I can figure it out though, cause I don't know how to do it.
Would it spoil the surprise if you told me what you're trying to do?
Well, I was gonna try to show an image, but I think I have to have it pulled up like on a.
Drag it into a Chrome tab. I think if you've got an image on your hard drive, you can drag that into a Chrome tab and then share the Chrome tab.
Share the Chrome tab.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can do that. Ta-da! This is a artistic rendition of one of my my RP character that I've been playing around with on Twitch. Isn't that cool?
Sadie Jean.
They took a in-game screenshot and they turned it into this super cool artistic rendition.
That's awesome.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's really cool. You're having so much fun.
People are talented, yo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
And Fiverr is a really cool site. Highly recommend.
JCD says, you question, how much is too much for a device? My old earbuds cost $50 and I'm looking at an $80 pair that lasts about 4 times longer.
Oh, that's a good question.
Lots
Aaron
of
used to
factors.
judge me hard on my decisions for earbuds specifically. So I'll let Aaron take this one.
This is untrue. She lies. I did not judge her for her choice of earbuds and them being expensive.
Wow. Okay, let's talk about this in front of a live audience. You are lying.
Isn't there a slight distinction between judging somebody and having conversations with somebody about where you differ in opinion? Like, does that mean you judge somebody just because you differ in opinion from them?
I feel like when your response is, I just think you're making a dumb choice.
I did not. There is no way I said that. There is no way I said you were making a dumb choice.
Essentially, it was that because I would.
I felt that. I think you felt that.
I have Jabra Elite. Those are my favorite earbuds. I love them. Aaron has since started investing in more of the expensive earbuds himself, and I tried his pair also, the Google Pixels, which I don't like compared to the Jabra Elites. And the Jabras were like $85, but I've kept track of them. I've had to replace the canister that they charged in once, and but yeah, they're amazing and they're comfortable, and I can double tap them, and they have a listen through feature, so I'm still hearing room noise around me. They're not just locking things out. Left earbud and right earbud work independently, so if you want to have one in, one out. And I like the company. They also have ones that are like sweat proof and things like this, that were the ones that I invested in for my husband because he's outside working a lot, and also wanted him to be able to do that while he was working out. So I did a lot of research, and I really like those, but they are very expensive. And I was worried a bit because I'm the kind of person who will lose things and misplace things. I'll just kind of mindlessly set stuff down. So I've been very concerned that I was going to misplace them, but I've actually managed to keep track of them, which has been a delight for me because it's like, oh, I'm growing up. But the cheap earbuds, they just fall apart. And after you buy 10 pair of them, you have bought one expensive pair. So if you can keep track of the expensive pair and you can keep them well, then it's a good investment, in my opinion.
I agree. I do the Pixel Buds 2, which are really nice. They also released the Pixel Buds 2A, which are a less expensive version with a few less features, but that do some of the same stuff. So you can find earbuds specifically in a lot of different price ranges. For a long time, I used a kind that was still like corded, like connected, and then you hang them around your neck and they kind of magnet together. I really like those. Those were like $25, and did Bluetooth and seemed to last okay for me. And they had like a guarantee. And so I enjoyed that. But eventually I did like the idea of something that would, be self-contained. And the only thing I had to get over is the idea of how do I not lose these? And because they have the carrying case, it makes it, nice. You just throw them in your pocket and you should be fine. And you never have tangled cords. So I think it's totally up to you. There's so many factors about, how you make decisions on what to spend money on. And those were fun conversations to have about, disagreeing on how much to spend on a pair of headphones. And then look at me. Now I'm spending $80 on mine too.
Here's a question from Real Monkey. Having a 5-minute rest after a climb. Hello, how is the stream going? Thank you for asking. We're having a fun time. We do this show every Monday and Sunday, but mostly on Mondays at 9 a.m. Central. And it's just our podcast recording live with you guys. And yeah, it's been fun. Today's a little weird day because I'm actually in the midst of a migraine right now. My brain's in like 16 places at once. And all I really want to do is curl up and just like go to sleep. But I love hanging out with you guys, and it's an important thing to stay connected and consistent. So, but hopefully after my session with the therapist later today, I will feel right as rain and we'll be streaming again tomorrow. So what's the next one?
Doc says, what is something that's that you like, but is garbage, aka guilty pleasure? I'll start. I like candy corn. Doc, you don't have to admit that. Like you
I like candy corn. Why is there so much hate about candy corn?
I'm just teasing. I'm teasing.
My husband hates candy corn intensely.
I'm trying to be the judgmental version of Aaron that you think I am.
Oh, I see.
Good job. Candy corn's fine. I don't hate candy corn. It's not like Peeps, it's not all seasonal candy is just, if it were good, it would be around all year. That's all I have to say.
It is around all year. You just have to know where to go find it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true as well. I'm trying to think, I usually think of, movies, TV, so reality television shows that I like maybe, but I honestly don't think they're garbage. I just think they're a different kind of television, and I know some people think they're garbage. But as far as food goes, man, there's a lot of stuff I know is garbage for my body that I love. So yeah.
Mine's tater tots. I know tater tots are
It's
just
potatoes.
yeah, but it's fried potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not like they're like the freshest potato out of the best farm. It's like the basement potato that they've mashed into these tiny bits and frozen, and it's not good. It's not great for me, but I love tater tots. Like,
Yeah.
I love them so much.
Definitely. Let's see.
Here's a question from Nick who says, Danae, how do you brew your coffee? We just got a Chemex drip coffee pot and it's amazing. I'm telling anyone who will listen for Aaron. Hey, why don't you answer his question for you there?
He says, for Aaron, how do you brew your water? Glad you asked, Nick. I prep my water every morning. I get a gallon of water. And what I do is I go to the kitchen. We have a filter on our sink. And so I turn it all the way to hot and I set my gallon underneath the water. It takes a little while to heat up. So there's some like cool water going in there, then some warmer water. And then I start doing the dishes. I do the dishes every morning. If they're clean, I put them away and put any dirty dishes in there. If there are any dirty dishes around the kitchen or the house, I put them in the dishwasher while my water is filling because it's a gallon. And then when I am done with the dishes, I switch it from all the way hot to all the way cold. And so that is because it's gotten a little warm at that point. That gets it to about just right at room temperature or maybe a little bit above, which is perfect for me for the water. And then throughout the day, I drink it. I try to be done by about 6 p.m. so I'm not up all night for urinary reasons. So there you go.
I use a coffee press.
I love that the complicated answers about water and the easy answers about coffee is the greatest thing ever. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Listen, that is a look into my psychosis, right? That is a look into what it is like for my brain to process things. That is how I have to live my life. Things have to be structured. Things have to be purposeful. Like there is, nothing wasted. So yeah. So if that answer surprised you, welcome to my brain.
But I do want to look into this Chemex coffee maker. If I know correctly, that's a drip coffee style, which uses a filter, and there is a filter on the coffee press, but it's, it's essentially a quick pour over version where you just press it down. But that's how I do my coffee.
Yeah. and just to clarify, I use the filter because it's there. I actually don't. Tap water's fine with me. I would just drink tap water if we didn't have a filter. So that's not a necessary. If you're looking to replicate what I do, it's not a necessary step. That's optional. That's the optional part. So yeah. What's the thing about the Chemex? Can somebody tell me why that's so special? I mean, I'm not a coffee drinker anyway, but
I'll show you the picture of it.
Sure.
And podcast listeners, sorry. So it's this style it's called a pour over style, where you put a filter in the top of it, and then you get you put
just like a regular old coffee filter.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are different styles of coffee filters.
Okay, sure. And then you pour over it.
Here in the middle, you can see one that's got like coffee beans in it, or coffee grounds rather. And you pour your hot water on the top, and it just slowly drips into the bottom. And then you have a nice little coffee blend. You take the filter out and you pour it out. Why
are there so many things there? Why, like, is that just different sizes? Is that all that is, and styles? Like, what are the ones with like the turtlenecks?
I'm more interested in why we've got ping pong balls on this one, but
well, I was gonna get there, but I thought I'd start with maybe the easier questions. Like, what does that do?
I don't see a ping pong ball option here. Am I missing something? Where's the ping pong ball? What is this?
It's amazing.
What are happening?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, I can't answer those questions.
Yeah,
I don't know the answer to those questions. I'm not a professional Chex Mix.
Flashpoints, they're here to help us out. Says the turtlenecks keep them warm in the winter. Thank you. Flashpoint, really, really appreciate that. Well, there you go.
And I also like the ping pong ball comment as well that I saw pop up.
Ping pong
Yeah.
balls make it more airy.
Yeah.
Of course they do. Of course they do. Thank you for joining us on this Monday. We go live every Monday, and we're hoping to go live on some days as well. That'll happen someday. But for now, we are live on Mondays. If you want to know when we go live, please subscribe to whatever channel you watch on, whether that be one of our Twitches, YouTube. We are in the midst of figuring out Twitter. We still show up on Twitter occasionally, but because Periscope is like deceased, there are some connection issues with that one. So if you usually watch on Twitter, you might want to sub on Twitch or YouTube or the social media network that shall not be named. So any of those will be fine. Follow us on social media if you want on Twitter. Let's see, at Aaron Dicer, at Danae Says, at Aaron and Danae, you can follow as well. And if you do want to support what goes on here, if you're enjoying this this show, you can be a member of Studio DNA, become a member of Team DNA at patreon.com/Studio DNA. We're still on the precipice of 41 Team DNA members. We are 4 members away, and that's so 4 people doing $5 a month would mean we would do a one-shot D&D, right? We're going to do like a little D&D together at 41. So there you go. If you're at all interested in throwing a couple bucks a month our way so that we can keep doing this, we would appreciate that. Again, that's patreon.com/Studio DNA. And we will catch you on the next Monday or someday.